Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I actually had a completely different video planned for this video. I was going to do my September favourites, but then I realised I don't actually have a lot of favourites to show you, so I've decided to go in a totally different direction and talk about my pregnancy journey so far. I haven't really put anywhere about my pregnancy. I haven't really been very vocal about it. I've kind of just announced that we're having a baby, did a quick little pregnancy Q&A and kind of left it at that. While I've been enjoying keeping it to myself, to my family, to my friends, I also want to look back and remember my pregnancy. I think it's very easy to forget a lot of the things that happen in your everyday life over a large amount of time, and I kind of just want to recap on my first and second trimester. If you are only seeing me now, hi, my name is Leah, I'm 21 and I am pregnant with my first baby. So when I first found out that I was pregnant, I told everyone that I needed to tell. I've said this before. We had both mixed reactions, both good and both bad. At the end of the day, it really did not matter once me and him were happy and once me and baby were healthy, which we both are. It was kind of a fear of like, what do you do when you find out you're pregnant? Because I did not know the first thing about setting up a hospital appointment. Do you set it up at the hospital? Do you set it up with your GP? So I kind of like was going off of like what my mum was telling me. So I remember booking my first appointment with a kind of like private gynecologist, and she confirmed that yes, you were pregnant. That is when we saw our little boy for the first time, obviously not knowing it was a boy, and he was so small. He was so tiny, like literally like a nib, a little nub. He was so small. She then referred us to the hospital, so we got a letter from the hospital saying to come in on a certain date, and then we went to the hospital. And I remember being so overwhelmed about, you know, my first hospital appointment. I didn't know what to expect. So I remember we went in, I checked in, I had to check in alone, so Joseph was made to sit out in like a hallway, and she was just going through my forms and stuff like that. And then she was like, right, when you go through this door, there's like a bottles that I need you to go to the bathroom is literally straight down, pee in it, and then we'll call you for the rest. So I was like, perfect. So she gave me like a little pack, and I went into the bathroom, I peed in it, and then after I got out of the bathroom, immediately they were like, are you Leah? And I was like, yes, I'm Leah. And they were like, okay, we need to get your weight checked and your height, and they checked that, and they were like, that's perfect. And then I got brought into like a little consultation to do like a background check, a history check of me and my family, and then Joseph and Joseph's family. And they were basically asking questions like, do I have any family illnesses, do I have any mental health problems, and am I in an abusive relationship, am I safe basically. And then also, because I was under 25, they basically asked me could they do a STI check, an STD check, and I said yeah, no problem, like I don't believe I have any. And they were like, that's perfect. And she said, look, she was like, because you're so young, because you're so healthy, because I don't smoke, I really didn't drink. I think I drank like maybe 2 or 3 times a year. She was like, you are in line with like a really healthy pregnancy. So then straight after that, I was taken in by the doctor, and she basically did a scan, confirmed obviously that I was pregnant. She told me how many weeks, she told me my estimated due date. Joseph was allowed in to the doctor with me. He was able to see the baby. We were there for like an hour and a half, but because I was taken in so quickly, I really didn't feel it. In my first trimester, I didn't have the best luck with morning sickness. I threw up a few times, not many to be honest, but it was more so the nausea. I found that if I didn't eat straight away and eat little and often, my nausea would be a lot worse, and then it would actually prevent me from eating throughout the day. So that wasn't fun for the first little while, and I think around 14 weeks is when the nausea completely subsided. Another thing that I noticed was my skin got bad. Now, I don't think my skin got bad from pregnancy. I think my skin got bad because I came off the pill that was making my skin good. I've had quite a bit of like spots and stuff like that, but to be honest, they don't bother me. I've not had issues. Even with cravings, like cravings during my first trimester was salt. I just wanted salt all the time. Do not come near me with chocolate, don't come near me with sweets. I just wanted crisps, I wanted noodles. My cravings have evened out. I actually don't have any cravings now. I'm back eating like chocolate and stuff like that. The first trimester was more eventful than the second trimester, and that was something that I'm shocked about. So then as I got into my second trimester, then everything kind of evened out, you know, my energy levels kind of like came back up a bit. Nausea was gone, so I was able to eat all the foods that I wanted. But the only thing that I have noticed, I am still exhausted all the time. I don't nap now anymore. I don't feel like that fatigued, but I'm exhausted. So that's not been fun. But other than that, like, I've been pretty good. I'm currently 22 weeks. I'll be 23 weeks very soon, which is so weird. I'm halfway through, nearing into my third trimester, which is terrifying. In my second trimester, we had a few scares. Nothing major. Like, I say scares in terms of I had really bad cramping where I was crying so much I could not move with the pain. So we had that like little scare, and I was told to just rest and like really just take it easy, but obviously because of my job it's a bit difficult. That was kind of like the only thing symptom wise. Again, like I said, I've not had any cravings, I've not had anything else really. But then the other thing in second trimester is I've been thinking a lot more about the baby and getting the house ready and getting myself ready. So I've been thinking far in advance of, you know, hospital bag. I've been thinking what's the baby gonna need when he gets here. I've been thinking about my birth plan. So I'm gonna try labor as much as I possibly can at home within reason, and then we're gonna go up because the hospital is quite far away from me. It's like an hour and a half in traffic, so like an hour's drive away from me, which is a long time. So we also have to judge it that my contractions are not going to get any tighter within that time, and also that I don't give birth in the car, but also that it's enough time to get me there where I could, if I need to, want to get an epidural, but also that it's not too soon, that when we get there they're like, you're really early on and, you know, we're just going to section you because you're taking too long. The other part is birth partners. The only person that I want in the room with me when I am labouring is Joseph. I don't want my mum, I don't want his mum, I don't want anyone but him. Being the age that I am, I do obviously still have that connection with my mum where she is like my comfort. However, when it comes to this baby is mine and Joseph's baby, and this baby, he is the start of our family, and the only person that I want to experience this with is Joseph. He is my comfort person in general, so I will only be having him in the room with me. Another thing is I'd like to avoid my waters being broken to induce labour. Look, a million different reasons why they do it, obviously if you're overterm, but as I always say, someone had to do this without all the medical help, so I'm gonna do it with as little medical help as possible. I would like my waters to be broken by themselves if it's medically needed. If I'm like 44 weeks, obviously break them. They're not gonna let me go that long, but I would like, and I obviously believe that my waters will break themselves. If possible, I would like to be offered gas and air and an epidural. So I am going to be taking, as much as I'm like, don't touch me, don't touch the baby, but give me all the pain relief, I will take gas and air. I will take gas and air, no problem. And I will also be taking an epidural. Preferably I would like a half epidural to take the edge off of it. However, depending on how I am, I might say different in labour. I've heard many things about having a full epidural versus a half epidural. I've heard when you have a half epidural, because you can feel everything, you can feel when you're ready to push. When you have a full epidural, obviously you can't feel anything down there, so you're going off other people's instructions. So you could potentially be going against your body and therefore causing more tears, more rips. Whereas if you can feel it naturally, you have a tendency to come out with less of an impact down there. So during labour, I would like to be able to move around or walk around freely. I would like to be able to eat and drink when I want to, what I want to, everything like that. Yeah, and for a C-section, if it is necessary, I would like Joseph to be with me to have a C-section. I want him to be in the room while I'm having it, even if I'm asleep. I want him there at all costs to supervise it. Obviously he doesn't know medically what's going on, but I've heard so many different things of shit happening during C-sections, not in Ireland, just in general, and I don't think our hospital would. Like, our hospital is so good, but I would like him there. Obviously after a C-section, depending on if I'm awake or asleep, I would like the baby to be given straight to Joseph. If they can't give it to me, give it straight to Joseph. I don't want any of this like nurse will hold on to it, nurse, no, straight to Joseph. Joseph has our baby. I also want a second opinion for a C-section. I do not want it to be a case of one doctor says it and then that is the be all end all, because I will not be doing that. Again, like I said, avoiding C-section at all costs. I actually will die if I have to have a C-section. I think I'll cry. I actually think I'll cry, not because there's something wrong with a C-section, but my personal preference is a natural birth. There are way too many C-sections that happen and they are just out of convenience because to free up a bed or whatever. I do not want a C-section. It is not happening. I would rather labor in the car, give birth in the car, than have a C-section. Obviously, unless it is medically necessary where literally my baby's going to die if I don't, then I don't want it. And then after delivery, I do not want to be separated from my baby. I don't like the idea of it. And we also will be having delayed cord clamping. Baby's cord will wait till everything passes to baby before it is clamped. My partner will stay with the baby if there is an emergency with me, so Joseph will have free range of the baby. The baby isn't going to one of those nurseries, not happening. He will have the baby, and I'd like to have skin to skin contact with the baby straight after birth, obviously where possible. There's different things that I want. Breastfeeding is another thing. I really want to breastfeed. Ideally would love to breastfeed, but obviously I know sometimes your milk can't come in, baby doesn't latch, all that type of thing. So I'm open to it, but yeah, my main things are do not want a C-section at all costs, and if I do, Joseph has to be with me at all times. So yeah, that is my birth plan. That's kind of like where we're at now. I've not really had anything else, you know. I'm constantly going for scans. Obviously we found out it's a baby boy. He doesn't have any complications. He has everything that a baby biologically should have. They were checking for like different types of diseases or potential defects, and he doesn't have any of them. So yeah, we're happy. Even if he was missing an arm or a leg, or if, you know, he came out with a defect, honestly it doesn't matter to us. But you know, you do want the best for your baby. He's happy, he's healthy, he's so freaking cute. I just can't wait to meet him. Joseph can't wait to meet him. He's moving so much. Oh my god, this is another thing. I didn't know what movement would feel like. So every time people were like, oh, have you felt it moving? I was like, I don't know, because I don't know what I should be feeling. And now I very much know what I'm feeling. It literally feels like a little fish swimming around. He's happy out. He's swimming around in there. He's making himself a little home, little cozy home for the next couple of months, so he can wriggle around all he wants. And it's a nice feeling as well, because it does feel like you've got a little friend in there, and I constantly have someone with me. Like, I'm very grateful for Joseph and everything that he's done for me through pregnancy. Like, he has been an angel. He's been a literal angel. I couldn't ask for a more supportive, loving, understanding partner, and it's just nice having him. It's just nice having him there and knowing that he loves this baby and he can't wait to meet this baby. And I'm gonna get emotional, so I'm gonna stop talking about it. I'm sorry that this is such a rambly video. It's kind of all over the place, kind of doesn't have any meaning inside at all. I just have been wanting to do this for a while and like spit all my words out, so I'm glad I got to do it today. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, and if there's any other baby videos that you want me to do, please let me know and I'll happily do them for you. I will see you in my next video. Bye.